Hello. Right, welcome back. It's Monday, the 1st of June. Can't believe it's June already, actually. It's feels like the year hasn't really got started. I mentioned to somebody that I didn't do any floor exercises because I can't, not everybody can get up and down off the floor. And somebody said, well, I would love to be able to get onto the floor again. So I thought today, before we start the class, I'm not going to include floor exercises in the class. You're going to have to do those yourself if you want. But I thought I'd show you how to get on and off the floor. I mean, you may know this already, so forgive me if I'm teaching my granny to suck eggs. And also I'll show you a few floor exercises that you can do. So the first thing is, how do you get onto the floor? If you can't kneel at all, then you're not going to be able to do this. You have to be able to do a little bit of kneeling or be on all fours. So the way to get onto the floor, and if you you always have a chair when you're doing these exercises. The way to get on, might be easier off a sofa that's lower actually, and then you can sort of crawl to the chair if you want. But anyway, if you want to get down, turn sort of sideways, put one knee down a bit, hold on to both bits of the chair, and just get yourself down like that, and then go onto your side. I'm going to go back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Onto your side, and that's you on the floor. Sitting in a wet bit here. Okay, so that's you on the floor. To get back onto the chair, or to get upright again, is if you turn like this, knees here, onto your hands and knees. Hello. And then you can crawl to the chair. Are you managing? One knee up, one leg up like this, and then pull yourself up and turn yourself round. Now, once you're on the floor, quite an effective exercise. I'm just going to tilt this down a bit because we need a little bit more. Right. A very effective ab. It's difficult to do ab exercises when you're sitting in the chair like we've seen. So a very easy, seemingly easy ab exercise. If you sit on the floor with your feet, your knees at this, and your feet flat on the floor, and just put your hands out there, or put your hands here in front of you. Don't have your hands back here. Have them here or out here. Sorry, as you were, sitting here with your feet out like this. It's been a long break. Either have your hands here or have them up here. It's entirely up to you. The main thing is to stop you leaning on them. And all we're going to do is just lift this leg and pull it in, and then out, and then in and out. And you just do that as many times. Do 10 on each side. Once that's easy, once you've done that, a progression is to do both legs. Don't scuff them in like that. Lift and place, and lift and place. Lift and place, and lift and place. Okay? Another one you can do, you don't have to do all of these. Choose one that you think is good. Is this one. You do sit like this with your feet flat on the floor, hands in front of you again, and you just lift one leg and have it there. This kills here. And then finally, those of you that have done yoga will know if you put your hands here and just rock back slightly on your pelvis, and you can have that there, or you can straighten if you're getting really good at it. A couple more floor exercises that are really effective. One of them, these two, I'm going to show you the full plank and the side plank, and they're both as a video way back on my channel. So if you scroll back, you'll find it. So the plank, have your hands here like the Sphinx, you're on your elbows, lift up like that. You keep your bottom, don't have your bottom up like this or sagging in the middle like this. you are, as the saying goes, like a plank. And I hold that for about working up to a minute. It's really good for that. Lastly, the side plank. You have to switch over and do it on each side. When you're doing this, make sure your elbow is under your shoulder. Oh, oh, oh. The legs are straight out. And if you can, you lift up like that. So you're straight here, straight here. If you find this too difficult, moderate it, modify it. Put your lower leg at 90 degrees and then go up on your knee. And that makes it easier to do. And once you can do this easily, then you can go on to the full side plank. But like I say, the plank and the side plank are previous videos I've done. Oh, I should have used the chair, shouldn't I? I mean, I still get on my hands and knees and push myself up. Right. Let's just see how this is doing. Maybe pull it down a little bit more. Getting you out of the way, yes. Right. 11 o'clock. I am back live. Living, breathing me. Right, so we're going to start again today by warming up. If you're new, make sure you have a chair, a kitchen chair or a dining room chair, a chair without arms. And most of the exercises that we do can be done in the chair. The ones that can't, I'll show you, or if you need to modify, I'll show you. The other thing is, if you have a band, an exercise band, we're going to use those. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because you'll still be able to do the exercises just without a band. Right, but first of all, we're going to do a warm-up. Then we'll do the main body of the exercise class, and then we'll do some stretching. So we're just going to start by walking, as usual, walking on the spot, using your arms as well, because we want to mobilize shoulders. You're hardly taking your feet off the ground. Your feet are hardly leaving the ground, and they're not making a sound. You're very quiet. You're not letting gravity pull them down like that. You're placing them down. You've got control. If you can, go up on your toes. I'm on my toes. If you can't, don't stay on your toes, but try and sort of go up on your toes when you go up. But if you can, do it on your toes, because walking on your toes is very good for your ankles and your calves. Okay, right, so, if you want, keep doing this. If you don't, if you're new, just stand with your feet hip width apart, hands on shoulders, up to the ceiling. If you want to, keep doing this. Down, out to the side, in, forward, and back. One more time, up, have a good old stretch. If you can't get your arms by your ears, and they can only go that far, it doesn't matter. There's the new addition to the family. Out to the side, back in, forwards, and back. One more time. Up, down, out, in, forward, back. Right. Put your hand on your shoulder. Make your arm like a wing. Imagine you've got a pencil sticking out the end. And we're going to make a big circle on a wall, an imaginary wall. And we're going to go back for 5. That's 3, 4, 5. And then forward for 5. I'm going to stand. Ooh, my specs. Come here. Oh, no, they're not my specs, but I don't know how we got hold of those. Right, as we were. I'm going to stand sideways, so as you can see, my arm is sticking straight out. We're going to do it forwards now. I'm going to show you, so as you get a full range of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other one. Don't forget that pencil sticking straight out. 1, 2, 3. Nice and slowly and controlled. 4, 5. And then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fabulous. Right, we're going to do some heel digs. So just digging your heel in. And at the same time, anchor your elbows to your waist. And we're going to do a bicep curl with the opposite arm and leg. It's only your forearm that moves. So as you do the heel dig, you do a bicep curl as well. 3, 2, 1. Next, we're going to go to the side. Just a small step. You don't need to take a big step. And then we're going to do prayer hands out to the side. So as your leg goes out, both arms go out. I'm getting some very suspicious looks here. 3, 2, 1. I wonder how long he's going to sit there just watching me. Next one we're going to do is we're going to go backwards. If you're in the chair, when we do the arms, you do the arms, but you won't be able to do the leg movement. You could lift your leg up like that, but you don't have to. So we're going to just take a step back, small step, not very far. You don't want to be going back like this. And at the same time as you're doing that, have your hands at your chest and you're pushing your hands out. As your leg goes back, your arms go forward. Spread your fingers like that. And your arms is a definite in and out movement. It's not just sort of flapping about there. It is exercise. We are pushing hands forward. So it's mobilizing your shoulders and your elbows. 3, 2, 1. And lastly, we're going to do some toe taps. And at the same time, we're going to do the same movement as we did with the heel digs. So we're going to do an opposite bicep curl, opposite arm bicep curl. Just a small tap in front of you. 3, 2, 1. Now to keep those shoulders mobile, we're going to do this one that we used to do in the class, but it's now been changed and I've incorporated it because I really like the exercise. I've incorporated it into the warm-up. So remember, your back stays absolutely straight. You're not going backwards or forward. Your torso stays absolutely rigid. Engage your core. Breathe out. Pull your navel into your backbone. Release it slightly. And then we're going to do arms. And as one arm comes up, the other one comes out. Just get your arms as far as you can. Don't force them. So that's 1. We're going to do 10. 2, 3, 4. He's chewing my table now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah, was that 10? Right. Just going to do a little bit more walking. And then seamlessly, we're going to put all those 4 exercises that we did with the heel digs, we're going to put them together. So we're going to start doing a heel dig, side. I'm just going to move this chair, it's in the way of it. What are you eating? So start again, sorry. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig. Concentrate on what you're doing. Side, back, said she, looking at the pooch. Toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go on to the main body of the exercise. And as usual, we're going to start with squats. Now, I know that over the past week, you've been assiduously doing your 10, 20 squats a day for me. I just know that. So if you're new and you can't do a free squat without good technique, and good technique means that you don't put your knees forward. It's sitting. So your knees bend this way, but they don't go forward and back. So your knees are only bending because your thighs are going down. If you can't do that with good technique, if your legs aren't strong enough yet, sit in the chair. I'm going to go back here so as you can see. Feet. So you're sitting the edge-ish of the chair, feet at 90, knees at 90 degrees, and your feet, your ankles below your knees, hands like this, and you're just going to stand up and then sit down in a controlled fashion. If you need to, swing your arms to give a bit of momentum. If you absolutely have to, put your hands on your knees. Oops, I can't do this. And stand up, but then try and go back without sort of plonking down. What you want is a nice controlled sitting down. If you are doing free squats, remember it's sitting, feet at least hip width apart, and it's sitting without the chair. So you can have the chair behind you if you want a bit of confidence. And it's down like that. You don't have to go that far. You can go that far as long as your knees don't go over your feet. Your knees are always behind your feet. And then at the end, when you come up, we're going to touch our hands behind our back, which pushes our pelvis forward a bit. Right, we're going to do 10. So I'll stand side on so as you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you don't look at the ground either. Look forward. So we're going 1, you're nice and controlled. 2, whoop, falling over backwards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, 8, yes, 9, don't bite me, 10. Right. Next thing we're going to do is, the seated row. If you haven't got bands for this, it's absolutely fine. Just do the movements. If you could get some bands, that would be a good idea. If you look back, one of my previous classes, I explain about bands and weights. And I think somebody's going to try and grab the band when I put it around my feet. So for this one, you need to be sitting on the edge of your chair. Move out the way, puppy. Feet in front of you, legs straight, toes pulled back. And then, no. We're going to put the band round your feet. Okay, sitting up nice and straight. And have quite a bit of tension, a good bit of tension on the band. I'm going to move the chair so that you can see the pulling movement better. Get off. Right. Try and keep the band on in the instep of your foot. That'll stop it pinging off. When you do this, it's just your arms that move, sitting up nice and straight. You pull your arms back. They're not out here. They're close to your side. And your hands are almost skimming your thighs. So you're pulling back as far as you can. If you can get right back, then maybe tighten the tension a bit. And then 2, we're going to do 10. 3, nice and controlled. Control the downward bit. 4, 5, 6, shush puppy. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm sure I'm going to put this quite out of the way so he can't get it. Right, yes. I've forgotten what we're doing now. I've had a week off and it's like I've been away forever. This one where you can hold on, this is not a balancing exercise, and it's just the leg going out to the side. Remember, don't twist it. It just raises up. Doesn't matter how far you get it up. The fact that these muscles here are pulling it. Don't lean right over to the side so you can get it right up like Margot Fontaine or I don't. Right, so we're going to do 10 on each side. So 1, hold it there for a couple of seconds, release it. Don't let gravity thump it down. 2, 1, sorry, start again. 2. Oh, falling over to that side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, good one. Now we're going to do a bicep curl. This is the one that we did when we were doing the little routine. What we're going to do is take the band, I'll do this quickly before the puppy reappears, stand on it with one leg or both legs if you want, but your feet are hip width apart. Holding it there, have just a little bit of tension on it so that you have to, when your arm is there, you have to, else it would be pulled down. You have to have a bit of tension and you're just closing your elbow. I'll show you on the other side actually, it's easier. You're just closing your arm. So it's just closing like that. You're not lifting. Your elbow does not come away from your body. You're just closing. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excuse me a minute, he's just trying to get my sweatshirt. I've got this black fleece and he just absolutely loves it. Doesn't like wearing it, obviously, just like chewing it. Right. Other arm, get your elbow in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right, now, the next one is a balancing exercise, and I'm changing it slightly. This is the one where we used to do that and then up. Today, we're going to do something slightly different. I find this more difficult, but maybe you'll find it easier, I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and not hold on, and we're going to balance, but just swing our leg like this, which the puppy finds really, really entertaining. Mind out the way, Pooch. So we'll engage core, breathe out, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, and then release. I'm going to try and do this without kicking the puppy. Come on, pop out the way. And go 1. It's impossible with him there. 2, 3, 4. Keep your static legs soft. 5. Don't lock your knee. 6, 7. Control your legs. 8. Don't have them swinging wildly. 9, 10. When you do it, you lifting and you're pushing it back. Don't let momentum, don't go sort of like this. It's a very controlled movement. Engage core. Navel into your backbone. Hold on. Whoa. 1, whoa. 2, 3, 4. It's very good for your ankles, this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you manage that, or like me, were you all over the place? I think we'll keep practicing that one for a few weeks because it's quite a good one. Right, the next one is the upward row. If you don't have a band, hold your thumb with your other hand so that you've got the V there. And remember, it doesn't matter how high up you get, your hands, your elbows always have to be higher than your hands. If you get them like that or like that, so it's there and it's lifting like that. Nice and controlled. If you have a band, feet hip width apart, cross the band. I'm going to walk in a bit to show you. Hands together. Try and keep, when you're doing it, try and keep your forearm and your hand in alignment. Try not to bend your wrist. And we're going to go 1, 2, nice and slow and controlled. If it's too much, slacken off the tension. 3, 4, try not to move your torso. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. That one is quite tricky to get the technique right, I think. Right. Now we're going to do some abdominal work. Now this is where it's tricky without doing floor work. But I've sort of come up with a plan, hopefully. So sitting on the edge of the chair, feet at 90, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under knees, hands like this, hold your hands together. Get as far forward as you can without tipping the chair. And then we're going to lean back and just touch and then come forward. 1, don't lean on the back. 2, 3, keep your back straight, don't collapse your back. 4, keep your feet on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, what we're going to do is, feet out in front of you, toes pulled back. Again, we're going to sit back, but only just touch and then come forward a couple of millimeters. And I'm just going to straighten. Did I do? Oh yeah, no, sorry. Sitting with your feet like this. Touch the back, come off slightly. And we're going to just do 1, 2, just straighten it. 3, 4, 5. You don't need to lift your thigh at all. 6. Don't touch the back. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then without moving, onto the next one. 1, 2, holding that position. 3, 4, keep your toe pulled back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woof! That was quite a lot of work, that. How did you find it? Right, the next one we're going to do is the triceps, these ones on the back of your arms. If you haven't got a band, just do the movement without the band. Remember, you hold the band behind you with one hand. I'll take this. Hold the band behind you with one hand like that. And the other one you're holding like this. Hand behind you, right behind your head, like that. Come in. Like that. If you can't get it up there, if you have difficulty with your shoulder, hold it here, at chest height. And if you're like this, you're going to just lift up to the ceiling. This bit of your arm, your upper arm isn't moving at all. It's just your forearm. If you're doing it this way, just your forearm again, pushing it down to the floor. Okay, so whichever way you're choosing, we're going to start. We're going to do 10. Make sure, just have a look and just always keep checking that your shoulder's not moving. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then swap over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Now, because I know you like doing them so much, we're just going to do another 10 squats or another 10 stand-ups from the chair. We're ready? So, 1, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. And the last one, oh, what have you got? Just like kids, he had a 5p piece. I have no idea where that came from. In fact, yeah, I think it's bigger, having to clear more and more shelves. Right, side bends, feet hip width apart, a little bit wider than hip width actually. Remember, you don't have to do this bit with your arm, but if you want to, keep it straight, don't have it sort of floppy. So you're actually using your muscles. What have you got there now? Come here. You can't even read. Right, sorry. Right, so, 1, lucky. 2, 3, we're going to do 10 on each side. 4, 5, you got cow. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Those are hard, aren't they? I find them hard. Right. Can you hear that? I know it's noisy, isn't it? It's okay. It's gone now. Sorry, it's a lawnmower. It's frightening him. Are you scared? Right, so we're going to do the little routine that we have. So we're going to go through it slowly. And then I'm going to put on imaginary music. Okay. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, as you know, I can't play music because of copyright laws, but I've got music in my head, but we're just going to do it a little bit faster than we're used to. Okay, so let me get the chair out of the way. He's being amazingly good. He's never usually this good. It must be your good influence. Right, so we're going to do heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, woo, toe tap. Sorry, throwing you out there. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Very good. Right. Going to go into the stretches now. Let me just get him up on the sofa. Come on, little man. Right. Stretching the calf. Get the chair. Front leg bent, back leg straight, heels on the ground, leaning forward. If you can't keep your heel of your back leg on the ground, move it closer. And lean. The further forward you lean, the greater the stretch, which should be at the top of your calf, sort of almost behind your knee sometimes. And then very gently bend your back knee, and your heel comes off the ground. Feel the stretch going down into your Achilles. And then swap legs. So back leg straight, front leg bent, and then gently bend the back knee, heel comes off the ground. Feel the stretch going down into your Achilles. Okay. Right, we're going to stretch the quadriceps, the big thigh muscles. So you can either grab your shoe, your heel, your foot, your toe, your trouser leg, anything you like, standing up straight, knees together if you can. If you can't do that, if you've got problems with your knees, we'll do this dynamic stretching. So both are equally effective. And those of you that are doing the static stretch, switch legs now. Those of us that are doing the dynamic stretch, we'll keep doing this. I know, what am I doing? You're getting bored. Very low. I said to my friend the other day, right, stop doing that. I said to my friend the other day that the puppy was very hard work. She said, what's he like? So I said, well, he's clever, loving, with a low boredom threshold. And she said, oh, well, you're well suited then, aren't you? I couldn't really deny what she'd said. Right, hamstrings, these muscles here. Sitting on the edge of the chair. I'll just move this back a bit. Sitting on the edge of the chair. One leg forward, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight. Lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Oi, oi, Lucky. Okay. And then sitting up again. Other leg out, toe pulled back. Sitting up nice and straight. Lean forward from the hips, not the waist. And then up. Standing up, hands out to the sides, palms facing forward. Round the tree. Remember, your arms are round like that rather than straight at shoulder height, and then dip your head. Feet hip width apart. Feet are always hip width apart or wider. Gives you a good stance. And then, if you can, interlink your fingers. If you can't, just try and get your elbows as close together as possible. And if you're interlinking, just raise your arms like that. Gives you a good stretch across your chest. And then release. And then one hand across. Use your other hand just above the elbow just to push and pull slightly, just to sort of pull this way, because you're trying to stretch these deltoid muscles, your big shoulder muscles. If you've got problems with your shoulders, my specs are falling down. If you've got problems with your shoulders, don't do this one. If it hurts, then don't do it. And then the other side. And then one hand up and down your back like that, if you can. Push your elbow back. That's to stretch these, because we've worked these muscles. So we're going to stretch these. And then release. And then the next one, no, the other hand, not the last hand. You've only got two arms. Okay. And then we're going to do just a little bit of neck loosening. So sitting up nice and straight. Remember, never use the back of the chair to support yourself. You can other times, but not in my exercise class. Dip your head. Put your hand on your crown. Don't push, just let the weight of your hand push down. And then looking up. And then if you're new, just watch me doing this. If you're not, you know what you're doing. We're going to try and increase the range of movement of our neck. So turn your head, not your shoulders, just your head to the left. Note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. Put your hand on your chin and try and turn it back to the center, but resist with this hand. So you could get into that position, resist. That's it. Create that tension in your neck. And then release totally, but keep your head turned. And you should be able to turn your head even if it's a fraction of a millimeter, it's still turning it, it's still increasing mobility. And then bring your head back to the center. And then turn your head to the right. Put your hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center. But resist with your hand, have a fight going on. It's difficult for me to talk because I'm squashing my mouth. And then release everything and see if you can turn your head slightly more to the right. Okay. When you're out, it's a good idea, because there are quite a lot of times when you need to look left or right. It's quite a good idea to practice this. I don't mean standing with your hand on your chin, but if you're crossing the road, try and do that. Don't be in a hurry, try and do that, rather than twisting your body to look behind you. If you're driving, see if, I mean, you will have to turn a bit. It's bad driving not to, but see if you can, how far you can go before you have to turn your body to see if there's anything coming up behind you. It's just simple. These exercises are for every day. So you can always think of ways. Should start a competition, shouldn't I? The most innovative way of using these exercises in your everyday life so that you're practicing them. Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope you had a nice half term, and I will see you on Wednesday. That's the 3rd, isn't it? Gosh.